Welcome to the Rad Dad Redemption Podcast. Here's your hosts, Drew and Dex.
All right, episode 9, back in the lab, back in the basement.
Basement, episode 9. Great to see you, man.
It's good to see you.
It's been a long time.
We were actually just talking about that, about how, like, it's been a bit since we saw each other, like, face to face. But I always feel like, I talk to Drew every single day, because we kind of do in a way. But yeah, I haven't seen you face to face for a couple weeks.
Whether it's sharing reels or squadding up on Halo, like we spent a lot of time together.
I think we're basically 33-year-old high school kids.
Yeah, thank you for getting Halo, by the way. That was a real nice move of you.
Oh yeah, no, you've unlocked a part of me that I thought I'd like lost a long time ago.
Dormant.
Oh yeah, because you were like, "Hey, we're playing Halo," so I was like, "Okay, I'll download it." You and Geese were playing. I was like, "I'll download it," and I jumped on with you guys. And I think you had to like go to bed, and then like I stayed on with Geese, and I was like, "We're gonna play till we lose," and we just kept winning games. And the next day, I had like 20 minutes in the middle of my day. I was like, I think I'll fire up the old Xbox, go play some Halo. And I was like, oh no, I'm back.
I think you told me about your exploits after I logged off, but then it wasn't until you hit me up with a text a while ago, and you're like, hey, Spartan, and I was like, he's back, let's go. And it's such a nostalgia trip, but it's also like, it's the ultimate dad first-person shooter, because like it hasn't really evolved at all. Like if it's almost like the exact same button scheme as like Halo 3 when we were in high school. So I really love it. It's an accessible game.
It is. You can pick it up and feel like you didn't miss a beat.
So we're talking like on the squad, like talking on headset.
Oh yeah, partied up,
talking on reels. But this is face to face, in person. It's great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Yeah, man.
I kind of wish we were playing Halo right now.
Yeah, honestly, we open up hard with that, and I'm like, so let's wrap this up. Hey, it's been a great episode, guys.
Hope you enjoyed episode 9, all 2 minutes of it.
All 2 minutes, and thanks for the 30 listens. We're down a bit.
Yeah, things ebb and flow. I'm not going to read into it too much, but we came in really hot for the new year with the Car Talk for Hot Car Guys shutout episode 6.
Yeah, 6. Pick it up.
Super popular episode. Like I go look at our stats and it's like stands out among all of our episodes. And part of me was like, wonder why it's got so many listens. And maybe there's like a law firm in Calgary, like on behalf of Southridge Chrysler, just listening to it, picking out every little threat and every little. They're like, this is libel. This is libel.
That's actually like. That we could even roll that into our conspiracy theory episode. I think that's true. Like this, we got a law team just like combing through. Like we're gonna hear about this. Yeah, because I thought and you thought they were like, well, maybe we just need to like rip on local businesses more. Like maybe we just need to like name drop places and be like, hey, have you shopped here? Fuck those guys.
Hope your insurance is up to date. Wink, wink.
Yeah, but it's the Southridge Chrysler legal team that's just like, and then they said this, and oh man, you've seen that.
Can you imagine that whole episode being played in court?
That's what I was just gonna say. So, what? I think you should leave now. There's that episode where they're talking about the like, what are they doing? Insider trading.
Yeah.
And they have to like go and do the transcript of the text, but they're talking about like, I think it's Brian's hat.
Yeah, with the safari flaps.
So we're gonna be sitting in court one day, and they're gonna be reading our car talk for Hot Car Guys word for word, talking about fucking murdering the guy. Oh my god.
To be clear, like I don't think we said that. We said another person would, and I just said it would be funny if it did happen.
If it happened. Oh yeah, god yeah. Yeah.
I stand by those words.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, we're gonna go play Halo. It's so sick.
We're wrapping up this podcast due to legal troubles.
Yeah, this is it.
But going back to like our listenership, I think we need to start trying to take advantage of the algorithm. We've been very willy-nilly in our posts, and that's kind of just like we're having fun. We're two dudes making a podcast, just like every other two fat white dudes in the world, right? So, but maybe we could try and like get some reels out there, maybe boost some things, maybe start using some certain sounds. You get those trending sounds on Instagram and stuff.
I do think every like Jack Black and Kyle Gass pair out there is like, we should get a podcast going. You know what the world needs is like us talking to each other.
Hearing our hot takes on life.
No, but I agree with you. Yeah, like how do we reach the masses? How do we get this out there? And I think we got a lot, or we benefited a lot early on from like just getting our friends to listen. Like I when we did the Christmas episode, because I was like talking about like my family and like back in the day, I like phoned my mom and I was like, "Hey, Shannon, like drop what you're doing. I want you to listen to this episode." And you know, like in a very mom way, she like sent me an episode of, or not, sorry, not an episode. She sent me a picture of like her at her computer with her like big Dr. Dre beats and like a like a cup of coffee and a thumbs up. Like, I'm gonna listen. And so I think we got a lot of sympathy listens early on. And and now it's coming down to like, is this good? Is this worth tuning
We got
into?
a completely false sense of confidence early.
So instead of making it good, we got to hack the fucking algorithm.
We got to hack the algorithm. And we were actually talking about this earlier this week. I think we like hacked our own Instagram algorithms, because you and I, like, we curate so much for each other, and we kind of get on these trends, and a lot of our stuff ends up being the same. Like, you'll send something that I saw earlier that day, and I'll send something that you saw, and we're just like, we're
the jinx. We're sending it at the same time.
We're like honing in our algorithms, and it's recommending things that obviously would appeal to us. And what's happened I would say over the last 5 days is you were sending me all of these Elon Ma reels.
Manny.
Yeah. Like, and if anybody hasn't seen
No,
it,
Manny.
look up Elon Ma on Instagram or TikTok. He's probably on TikTok too. It's like YILONG space MA.
Elon Ma.
Elon Ma, yeah. And he looks like an Asian Elon Musk.
He's dialed.
Oh, yeah. And he's basically just ripping on Elon Musk. Like, everything's Dogecoin and Teslas.
I don't even know what he's doing, but he's doing it. He gets me going.
It's the same formula, but it's so, I don't know. It's so funny. It's so irreverent, but so funny.
It's a hit. So to jump on that, but then also bring last episode we were talking about The Dictator. So I had mentioned that I was trying to get Zilla, like, you got to watch The Dictator. It's funny. You know, you got to watch Don't Mess with the Zohan. It's funny. And he was like, you couldn't do it. Or there was this Blues Traveler song called The Mountains Win Again. And I always send it to him. He's like, this is the fucking shit song. But I just started blowing him up with Elon Ma. And finally he came around and was like, all those other times you tried to get me on to something weird, he's like, you finally did it. I don't know what this guy's doing. I don't know what his deal is, but it's funny. It rips.
And so we kept sharing this back and forth. And obviously Instagram can probably tell how long you've spent on his profile, like going through his old reels and stuff. And it started recommending to us, like, I feel like you and I very accidentally stumbled onto a very niche social media subculture in China.
Yes.
And I want to elaborate more, because people are like, probably like, okay, cool, guys.
It is fucking cool.
It is super cool.
Into it.
And I have no idea like the context of any of this, but it always starts with like a guy getting like bullied, or somebody has been wronged around him. I mean, obviously it's all in Chinese, so I don't know the context.
You're guessing.
You're like trying to fill in the story, right? And he's just dressed in normal like street clothes. And then he will just like go Super Saiyan or like just Transformer, and fucking he's in a bright blue suit or like a bright red suit. And then they're just and he does the most exaggerated run, and they're just running.
And they put a filter on it, so it looks like I don't know if they like
he's
stuff
stick
the butt.
thin, yeah.
Stick thin. It just runs away, and it's always the same tune.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. And they come up every third reel now.
Oh yeah, like, because so you know how you can click on the song that they're using? I clicked on that song, and I was watching like all of these reels from people around the world using that song in their reels. And it's a Chinese song, so it's obviously mostly Chinese creators that are making it. And I have no idea what's going on, but this seems to be like this trend in this certain subset of reels with people transforming into clothes. And these are not like, it's not like, oh, a blue suit that you'd like order from Indochino. It's like a very tight, like the pants are kind of shiny, like you got it from like wish.com.
And bright.
The shoes.
Oh, the shoes.
The bright gold
pointy
shoes. Super pointy, like Shaq size, like way too big.
I found my niche within the niche, and there's like one like group doing these videos, and like all of theirs, it fits the formula. I think I saw one the other day where it's like, you know, this guy, he's got flowers and he's talking to a girl, and then like the girl's going towards him, but then she turns away and like links up arms with the guy who's got like a stack of credit cards. And then the credit card guy leaves her, and so she turns back to the dude with flowers. And then all of a sudden, another guy comes along with like a stack of cash. And so she leaves the flower guy, links arms with the cash guy, but then he turns away from her. So then in the third time, she goes back to the flower guy, and he just like looks away from her, you know, crosses his arms, and turns into like Red Suit Man, you know? But then they end with all the characters just dancing. Just vibing. Like there's like the last 3 seconds. So after they told the story, and it's always that same fucking tune. It's a hit. I love it. So we had like, not that we honestly spend, if it's not evident, a lot of time planning our episodes. There was a conversation prior to recording where like, what should we dish on tonight? What's our thing? And we had said like algorithms. We want to talk about algorithms. And so I was basically like on Google trying to like, you know, like interesting facts about algorithms. Like I want to know like how algorithms work and like what it is. And the funny thing that came up is when you search algorithm, or when you try to like dive deep on these social media applications or your search engines, it's very much like it's just math. Like there is no like magic to it. And what I became hyper aware of in searching this was that like I'm the X factor. And I've got a story to like illuminate this on Netflix. You know, you go on Netflix and it gives you like your recommended shows. I've always like long since suspected that Netflix is just fucking with me, and they're like trying to get me to watch like these import Korean dramas and action movies because they're like their content's so diluted. There's too much competition now, and they're like, we're just gonna lie to this guy and be like, yo, this is a 98% match. 2% more, and you may as well have fucking written and directed this thing. Like, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this like Bollywood fucking action movie. And so Megan and I were always looking on Netflix, and these recommendations come up, and I'm like, this is so crazy. Like, this is so nuts. Where is it getting this from? Like, this is clearly not like something I'd be into. But then I sit like all day on my reels and watch these like Ilangma and like all these Asian import fucking video. I'm the variable. And like the algorithm is just like, it's just watching what I do, and it's like, I think I know what he's into. I'm pretty fucking sure.
Well, yeah, totally. I think we've proven you can like poison your own algorithm.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Because like, as funny as those videos are, it's like I want to scroll some reels, and now I can't even understand half of the reels that come up as recommended for me, because it's just like, oh, this is obviously like a, you know, Chinese Canadian man who's like, you know, he enjoys some of this content, and he loves this very niche subset of Chinese culture. And I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. Why is everybody wearing, you know, cheap suits from AliExpress? What's happening? So
I just love like how like I don't know about you, but like I was in denial. Like there's no culpability there. I was like, where is this stuff coming from? Because like all of these algorithms and metrics, like they have to be connected somehow. Like when you watch your stuff on Instagram, like it must influence another media account. I don't know.
Well, so Facebook owns Instagram, right?
It's Meta.
And
Beta, yeah.
You can get like, especially if you're using like Firefox browser,
you
can get extensions that will tell you like what is tracking you on every website. You could probably do it on Chrome too.
Or your fucking Tim Hortons app tracks you.
Yeah, they had to pay you a coffee and a donut for that one.
Well, it's all better.
That's what your privacy is worth, folks.
That's what your fucking privacy is worth.
Your privacy is worth $1.89 retail.
Yeah. My privacy ain't no honey dip, bitch.
I want one of the fancy donuts, the stuffed ones. No. Your privacy's not worth a stuffed donut.
No. We look through your shit. It's pretty, it's pretty based.
But I totally forget where I was going with that. But
we're talking about the apps and tracking.
Yeah. So you can see what's tracking you on every website, and they're like, Meta has a plugin that pretty much every major website will use, and it can be used for like tracking your shopping habits, and it can go down to the finest detail of like how long you hover over a button, and like it knows every little detail about you. And of course, then because they've got their tentacles and everything, they may not, I mean, they have in the past, they got in trouble for it, directly selling data or providing detailed data to people. But you can also, I mean, you want to go make an Instagram ad, you can target it pretty specifically to like people this age that have these interests that blah, 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 and Meta will connect your request with that giant trove of data that they have.
It's crazy. So I was, and this just happened to me, and I'm sure it happens to everyone all the time, every day. But specifically what you're talking about, a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to do something fun for Marin. I wanted to like be like a cool dad. I was feeling like a piece of shit dad. I'm like, it's the weekend. We're not just gonna like have a TV pajama day. Like, let's go do something fun. And all I did was search, fun things to do in the city with children. And Flying Squirrel came up, like the trampoline place.
Oh yeah.
And so I clicked on it, read about it, and I was like, it's not a good fit for like a 19-month-old kid. Like she's getting bounced into a spinal injury. Like she's getting bounced right into a wheelchair. We're not going to fucking Flying Squirrel. And that's all I did was I looked it up and I was like, it's an option. Done with it. Move on with my life. Okay. Then I immediately watched 40 Ilamas, achieved Kenta Jaimu, and then was like fucking on to the next one. Ended up being a shit dad in the end. End of story. But on my Instagram after that, like immediately, we're talking within a number of minutes, the targeted ads were like, like Flying Squirrel Calgary, like, come on, book for your whole family, book a private event, and you like go down, like, oh, I'm not interested. And then it gets like way more specific. It's like, are you worried you're too fucking fat to jump? Don't worry. Like, we have industrial, like, it got like really personal. It's like, don't worry. We got like tramps for all sizes and guises. Like, please stop, I don't know what the next one was going to be because it's not licensed, but like that would be the next ad. It's like, you are a drunk asshole. Like,
come sober up at Flying Squirrel.
Come sober up at Flying Squirrel. Yeah, it was nuts. And it was 30 or 40 minutes and I was just like inundated. It's kind of, so again, to bring it back to like the Netflix, like I thought, I was like, no, they're watching me. They're watching me. But then when you actually think about it, and I was like, no, I'm propagating this. These are my behaviors.
Yeah,
I can really understand why they're recommending like all of these Korean dramas to me. It's essentially all I fucking watch.
I read something, I think it was on Reddit, and it was like a guy talking about like how he accidentally made like an algorithm for tracking like his employees' periods. Oh. So here's how it happened. Like it's super like low tech. But basically he was a manager and he would kind of have a one-on-one meeting with his employees every week. And he would write down kind of some notes about their meeting. And one of them was like, what was their mood like today? Or like, were they feeling well? And he could kind of like, he would be like, oh, she said like she wasn't feeling well, or she was looking a little under the weather, or she seemed a little like irritated that day or whatever. And he would be like, eventually he had enough of these notes that he's like, oh, this is happening like a very specific week every month to all of my female employees, whereas like men were kind of more, oh, he was moody this day randomly, and then it didn't happen for a month or 2 months, and then he was moody, right? And so then he was like looking back and he's like, oh, like I can draw a direct line, and he stopped doing that because he was like, I'm like invading their privacy. But he's like, I'm gonna have
to get them a fucking donut and a coffee if I proceed.
I'm gonna have to pay them retail $1.89 for their privacy that I've invaded. Yeah, no, but like, so it's funny that you can create your own very low tech algorithm and end up pulling in so much data that you didn't even intend to in the first place. Yeah, it's wild.
Fucking craziness out there, man. These algorithms.
So if your boss is taking notes about you, don't let them.
Don't let them know when
they're probably a creeper. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, speaking of algorithms and generating, some new listens or some old listens, I do have some fan mail.
Okay, and last time we had a fan mail, I forgot to play the mailbag jingle.
Yeah, play that mailbag jingle.
Mailbag jingle incoming. Sorry, I forgot for last time because I'm very proud of this jingle.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, here it goes.
Mailbag time, motherfucker.
This was an excellent email, and it was actually very validating because we have some specific tastes.
Well, and I always need reassurance. I'm a fragile individual. So.
Oh yeah, this pumped our tires. Yo, Rad Dads, long time listener, first time caller. Just finished episode 8 and have to agree with your impeccable taste in film. While the ratings of your choices rank poorly, it is clear that the reviews at IMDb are simply big fat losers and nothing good to do with their time, and have nothing good to do with their time. They might as well start a podcast.
Fair.
That's fair. Obviously, you two could not be more different from them. Anyways, as a fellow aficionado, thought you would enjoy this little tidbit of fun. And I have a link here, but I'm going to finish the email. Keep up the good work, and really looking forward to hearing the new jingles that Dex has been working on in the next episode. Sincerely, or sincere regards, Rad Dad Fan number 1.
Oh, so it was an anonymous one.
Yeah, legit.
You know why? Probably because you read out like the full name of the last person that wrote in.
I did, and I actually talked to him, and he's like, yo, that was crazy.
You are violating my privacy, just like that guy that made that
man,
spreadsheet.
I had to buy him 2 donuts. Yeah, he listened, and he is an avid fan. And now you're like, am I going to go back and listen to episode 8 just to hear his name again? Sure, please do. But he immediately was like, yeah, thanks for reading my email on air, but like, you may as well have given him my fucking home address. Like, I'm a professional. And we had, like, when we were doing like our own written, like writing our fake emails, I had given people aliases. Yeah, no, just like fully named them, P.O. Box. Yeah, no, he did. You did immediately call me out on that. And he's like, I'm not emailing it again. So, but hey, thank you, Rad Dad Fan number 1. I'm going to click open this link. What was this? Oh, it's a Tom Green link. A message from Tom Green. this not like a cameo or not. Yeah.
I was like, did they buy us a Tom Green cameo? Like, just make all of our dreams come true.
Oh man, wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh, he rickrolled us? You can turn that off any sec. Okay, there we go.
Touche. I love that. That's good.
We just got rickrolled on the podcast.
We got rickrolled
I
live.
think we got to shut it down now.
Yeah,
Is
you know
there any
what?
coming back from that?
Hey, play that getting rickrolled jingle you've been working on.
Yeah. Here's the getting rickrolled, shutting down the podcast jingle. Enjoy.
Fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Now my algorithm is going to be nothing but Rick Astley for the rest of the night.
There's worse things to happen. He does some really good covers. He did a really good Foo Fighters cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rick Astley.
Yeah.
So what's worse about it?
I mean, honestly, that song's a banger.
Which one? The Foo Fighter one or Never Gonna Give You Up?
Never Gonna Give You Up.
Yeah, it's
and the Foo
fantastic
Fighter
tune.
one.
Yeah. I think we single-handedly back in the day got that, like, there used to be a jukebox, like a Zymeta jukebox at Boston Pizza. And it was sweet because you could, like, pay your money, get your songs, but then it would let you pay a premium to just, like, override people's songs. So we were like, no, fuck loonies, I got toonies. You know, like, we would just go and play Rick Astley and Wiz Khalifa's Black and Yellow, Informer, yeah, on repeat. The Gambler, gone. Pulled it out of there. That was a big achievement for us.
I remember when they first came out with those jukeboxes that you could control from your smartphone.
Okay.
And like a lot of bars would have them, so you buy the credit on your phone instead of like going up with coins, right? And I would randomly, like, in the middle of the day, this is when I like worked at the radio station in Fort McMurray, in the middle of the day, like the bar uptown, I'd just play like the poppiest, like, it's just this dive bar, and I'm just playing like the poppiest, like Kobe Calais, and I'm just picturing all the dudes there, like on their like 7 off, just like trying to like relax a little bit, have a beer after a tough shift in the oil mines or whatever.
In the oil mines, you can tell you're fucking rich.
They do call it the mines though.
Is it true? Yeah, okay, yeah, fucking, what do you call it?
The oil sands mines.
Oil sands, yeah, they're mines.
I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, okay, I am. Because when you said mine, I was like, yeah, you pick up your fucking pickaxe and they're chipping away at oil.
They dig the bitumen-rich soil.
I imagine, like, the fucking 7.
You do, when I say oil mines, it sounds stupid because nobody calls it that. And B, yeah, you do imagine like the 7 dwarfs.
Dwarves,
just
that
like,
sounds like sleepy. Yeah, heck yeah, that's the only one I can
but
remember.
anyway, dude's on his 7 off, like first day off, just finished a 12-hour shift in the heavy hauler. He's just like, I want one beer. I just want to relax. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Kobe Calais comes on, and he's just like, fuck. and And yeah, eventually they made it so that you had to be within a certain radius of the bar. But that was like before any of that. It was like the first time that technology was out. It was very novel.
You're just parked outside.
Well, no, I wasn't going to drive to troll people. I was doing it from my office in like downtown Fort McMurray. But
Fair enough.
yeah, I would think about all the money I wasted just like sending really poppy, happy, upbeat songs to dive bars in the middle of the afternoon.
Money well spent.
Yeah, I would say so.
You rickrolled them. I can't believe our number one fan rickrolled us live on air.
Gotta respect the hustle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Game, respect, game.
So we going to play Halo or what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we should.
100%.
So it's funny because like I'm a very competitive person, and like it's funny because I'm not that good at very many things, but like I'm very competitive when I'm remotely good at something. So like golf, super competitive, right? We had our last like virtual golf game, and
I missed it. How did it go?
It went well. I was
Are we
the low
still
score.
last?
We were dead last. Yeah, we finished dead last.
We didn't get in on the lottery.
No.
Oh man.
No sympathy points. But I had to get Barry to fill in, and he was like kind of stoked, and he was like, and I got there, and he was like, "You get very like quiet," and he's like, "You get very focused."
He said this about you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, "You're just like you're there, and you're really into it, and like all to shoot an 82." Right, like I'm like fucking Tiger Woods, like the eyes see all.
I noticed that actually. I noticed that on Halo.
Yeah.
A couple times, like we're playing late at night. I've had a couple beers or whatever it is, and I'm like, "Are you there?"
I'm fully focused, like, and the thing is because like I take first person shooters very seriously, and I got very good at Call of Duty, specifically Black Ops 3. I got to play in like the Canadian Championship.
That's right.
Yeah, so I was like. I take it very seriously. Again, not that good anymore. I don't play that much, but I get very intensely competitive, and so like Halo has kind of unlocked that in me again.
I had the most fun the other night when we were playing. I can't remember what the game mode is called, but you essentially like they've got the A, B, C zones.
Yeah,
and you got stronghold, and you gain points by having at least two of the three strongholds. And they're A, B, C, and so like very naturally, this like game comes on randomly in Texas, like, "Okay, I got Alpha," and it was like, "Whoa, okay." he's using that military talk, using that FPS talk, and I don't know what you call it. What the call like because each letter has like an actual assigned word, like it's Alpha. It's Bravo. It's
just like I think it's the
Cortez.
U.S. military. I think it's just like the U.S. military alphabet.
Oh, okay.
And it's just so like when you're trying to spell things out, sometimes you'll be like F, and they'll be like S or F, and if you're getting fucking bombed or like
you got to be specific.
The Viet Cong are coming out of their little underground bunkers to like throw grenades at you. You can't be like, no, I meant F.
but I guess like it's established. Like A to Z or A to Z is established. It's not just like making up words, which I didn't know. There's another story about that. But like so you're like moving. You're like, "Hey, I'm on Alpha," and then it just became this thing in the party where it's like, "Hey, I'm going to butts." "Okay, I'm going to crap hole." "Oh no, enemy's got ass. We need to get back ass. We need our ass."
Oh, they're coming to ass. I'm all alone at ass. They're in ass. 3 men in ass.
We got 3 men in ass. Oh no, yeah. God, yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, I had like a phone call one time, and I was having trouble communicating the spelling of I think it was my address. And so I started to do that, like, W as in, but I didn't know there was like an established, like this is the word it meant to be. So I was just like W as in water buffalo, O as in ostrich. And I went through the whole thing, and the dude was like kind of killing himself. And he's like, "Just so you know, like it's not what those are." Like
I could tell you like A, B, C, D, E maybe.
Okay, go.
So it's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot.
Oh shit, Call of Dexy.
Hotel. Yeah, okay. But I don't think I can tell you anything beyond that.
I can't even get the Alpha. I can't even, when you like. Here's an interesting fact about me. Not interesting at all. If I have to like go through the alphabet, I have to start at the beginning.
Oh, me too.
Oh yeah, like I can't just pull up a letter randomly in the middle and then know what the next one is. I go from A on.
If they when you see people doing like the roadside like sobriety tests, and they're like, do the alphabet backwards, fully sober, there's no way I'm doing that.
Oh yeah, arrest me now.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I had 80 beers. Sorry, I can't do it. I don't know.
Z, Y,
X.
X, Y, Z, W.
See, and that's the thing is you'd have to like go back and like go forward and then
I'd have
backward.
to say it 100 times.
Yeah,
Well, 26
we'd,
times.
We'd be on the side of the road forever. No, they'd arrest me before that. Yeah, no, I can't do that. But I've done the same thing where I'm just like making up like, and it'll be like, but Kennedy has this book. This is the point I was going to. She's got this book and it's like the worst alphabet book ever. And it's like A is for blah, blah, blah. And they're all letters that or words that have the letter, but it doesn't sound like the letter. So for example, it's like P is for pterodactyl. And like T is for tsunami.
Like not phonetic at all.
No, but that'd be the best way to try and explain. Like, all right, so like, yeah, I live here, and my address is P as in pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah,
X as in xylophone.
that's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's just using the non-phonetic alphabet, not helping the person at all.
That's a funny.
Did
bit.
you say F or S? It's like. I said F as in photo, like Spanish for photo.
That's a skit. That's going to be on our comedy show.
Big comedy show. You want to do the big?
Yeah, we do have a huge announcement. When I said comedy show, I was thinking like when we eventually turn this into a sitcom. Like once we hit an inflection point and we have 50 listeners.
Currently, it feels like the inflection point is like in the past, and we're actually inflecting downwards.
We were hyped. We're like, here we go. And then Girl Dad's talk show was kind of a bomb. But you know what? Like, again, narcissist. I listened to it. I loved it. But maybe it's because I'm a fucking dad.
Everything ebbs and flows. Everything ebbs and flows. Maybe people were busy.
Yeah. Hey, go back and listen to 8. It was great. Now I'm just coming across as like fucking sad guy. Please, please
listen to our show. We do this for you.
Yeah, we do it for us. Fuck you guys. But yeah, no, I was talking about like when we start to do like sketch comedy. But yeah, huge news. And if I may be so bold, so part of this whole venture doing a podcast was that like we have these incredible thoughts. We have come up with these funny things all the time, and there's not really a creative outlet for us to put them out there. And there has been at times where it really does feel like lightning in a bottle. And often it's not on air. Often it's like not when we're recording.
I would say that's almost sometimes the most unfortunate part about having this is like...
Yeah. It does. It feels sometimes forced and contrived. And it's like, dude, sometimes we're just shooting the shit. Like if you could be a fly on the wall, like fucking some funny shit. And you, for a while now, have been like writing a lot of this stuff down and working on a bit of a set, a comedy set, absolutely. And so when we started the podcast, that was a piece of it. It was kind of working towards maybe doing a live act and kind of going around and actually trying this out to see shake a leg, break a leg. How could we do out there? Specifically you, as the writing type, as the head honcho comedy guy. And we have big news. We're actually going to host a Rad Dads Variety Night in Okotoks in the summer, and we are going to have comedians, we are going to have musicians, there's going to be a silent auction. It's all going to be for charity. Money raised is going to go to the Okotoks Food Bank, and it's going to be at Big Beaver Brewery. So there's many more details to come.
Yeah.
I would definitely say we are in the planning stages.
Very early.
We have confirmed with Big Beaver. We've talked to a few acts. We're going to keep it like suspenseful DL, but like stay tuned for more information. And there's going to be an opportunity to not only listen to our podcast, but you can come check us out live. Check out Dex's comedy act, which is going to rule. I'm going to hype it up right now.
Oh, fuck.
It's going to be...
Watch me bail last minute.
Literally,
I'm not going to show up to our own
the
event.
funniest guy you've ever seen live. Guaranteed. My guarantee, not a Rickroll. But yeah, the Rad Dad Comedy Night, Variety Night, it's coming to you. It's coming to a live audience in Okotoks. So it's super exciting.
I think it's going to be super cool. And I mean, honestly, if nothing else, it's for a good cause.
Yep.
And Big Beaver Brewing is like, it's a dope spot. So like, even if somehow, like, I can't even fathom this, but if somehow I was not good, I was not good.
Without fathom.
If I was not good and all the other acts were not good, which, you know, we're keeping some suspense, but they are good. They're actually like legitimate.
There's some consummate professionals.
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah, no, like, please do not. We will be like probably the absolute bottom of the barrel. Like we're the band that's going on like 3 hours before the headliner you actually want to see.
Yeah, it's our show, but we're opening.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get us fucking wrong.
So, but Big Beaver Brewing, super cool spot, and they always have great beer and like really nice people there and everything. So even if the show sucked, you know that you're helping out the food bank, and you're gonna be in a dope spot on a nice,
And you can tip
sunny summer
That's the
night.
tagline. Like, hey, at least there was beers.
Yeah. And if the show's really bad, you just have a few extra beers, and then you wake up, you know, in the former Mr. Mike's parking lot. I don't know what's there now.
Mr. Mike's.
Is it the sushi place there now?
No, Mr. Mike's was it was Bradley's, and now it's like a bridal shop.
Oh.
So you could end up in the bridal shop parking lot after our Rad Dad Redemption.
Wearing a dress you purchased that night in a drunken stupor.
After you made some purchases for charity. We're talking about doing a silent auction, getting some other businesses involved.
Yeah.
It's very much developing. What is official is that it's happening.
What's the email if somebody is like listening to this and so inspired that they'd like to donate something?
If you actually were listening to this and you wanted to get involved as a sponsor for a silent auction item, or a sponsor just to kind of help us put this stuff on, because there's going to be a lot of costs on our end, or simply maybe you know someone who would like to be involved as an act, anything like that, any type of inquiry, it is raddadredemptionpodcast@gmail.com. And I am actively on that. I email from it and I check to see when people reach out. So that is a legitimate opportunity. And I'm fucking stoked. It's going to be sweet. It's an outlet.
It's going to be dope. And you know what? It's going to be a fun night in the middle of the summer. You know, I think it'll be a good time.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You know what kind of scares me about this charity night that we're doing?
Yeah.
Is like, I mean, obviously, again, we're doing it for a good cause. And like, whatever happens, our hearts were in the right place.
Yeah,
right?
gutless cause to promote ourselves and promote our friends' businesses.
Yeah. But
In the name of charity.
in the name of charity, yeah. But like we've said, like, I think I threw it out. I was like, I always want to do stand up, but I've just never like actually pulled the trigger. I've gone to a ton of open mic nights, but just as like a viewer, right? And I keep a list of jokes. And then you were like, hey, so like it's booked and like you're going up, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I think you're like, honestly, you do so much, like, and I've alluded to this before, but like I very much show up and like drink a Baja Blast, chug a do or two, and then like we talk, and then I'm like, all right, bro, I'll see you like online. I'll see you when we hang, and then
See you when I get home so we can play Halo.
yeah, and then like honestly, and then like a few days later, there's been like some really funny reels that were put out promoting the episode, and then the episode like comes and is edited. So I like, you do a lot of the work. So not that I'm assuming you thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I was like, let me do this. Like I'm gonna fuck the bull by the horns on this one. I got this.
Oh yeah. You were
Yeah.
gung ho, and I was all for it. I was like, yeah, no, take it.
And so then I was like, had a few chats with a few people. I immediately thought like, Big Beaver would be the spot to do it. Dropped a line, sent him some of our episodes, and was like, here's our comedy. You might want to listen,
Yeah, like see if you even want this in your place of business.
see if this is something you'd be interested in. And they're like, yeah, absolutely, this would be great. And there was some, when I went and had a meeting with them and chatted with them, they're like, don't do anything, like we don't want to have like a fucking rally here, because I said some of our comedy is like NSFW, and it is like a family friendly. So I made the mention. I was like, we could definitely clean this up. And he's like, no, like we can do not necessarily the all ages aspect. Like we do have a night crowd here. But anyway, I went and I was like, we got it. Like we're fucking doing it. And then
I was at a baby shower, and you were like,
I was
yeah.
blowing you up. And anyone who knows me, I don't do like a single long text. I like to do like I'm sending a fucking telegraph. Like I like
Like Morse code.
like I'm like sentence stop, sentence stop, and so everyone knows that it's me texting because their phone. It's almost like you're getting a call, but it's just a giant stream of one-line messages. So you can feel when Drew texts you, and I was blowing you out because I was so excited, and I was like, "Fucking get back to me, text! Like it's happening." But then once we were like, yeah, we're gonna do it, we got some advice, or I think someone else said one of our acts who we're gonna unveil. I'm sure a lot of people already know our ace in the hole.
Yeah.
But we're like, yo, is this Dex's first time? And I'm like, what do you mean? You know, like, yeah, he's been working on it for a while. And it's like, no, like, has he gone up in front of people live and like told jokes? I was like, well, no. No. It's like, well, that should not be your first time. Like
No.
this show should not be like the first time I do this. So what this has now turned into is like a bit of a Rad Dad's homework project where like, and I'm doing it with you. Like, I don't know how much I'm gonna like go up and do, but I'll like drive with you to location.
I will drop you off up front, wait for you in the parking lot while you do an open mic night, and
I'll have
bam.
the car running. But yeah, we're gonna go do some open mics and fucking work out some of this material.
Yeah. I do think, maybe my former career being in radio and like doing a lot of that
You're very
writing
well spoken. You are.
and being on air, and like I have no shyness. Like I think that's probably the biggest hurdle for a lot of people if they want to do that is like, you got to be on stage and you have to be a bit of a presence, right? Like you could have some good jokes, but if you can't say them, then
Delivery is huge.
yeah. At the same time, I write down these jokes. I'm like, oh, that's super funny. Maybe to like 30 people that listen to the podcast, right?
We were
Like,
just talking about this at dinner with your wife today when you had the like.
well, because when we were kidless in Medicine Hat, we used to go to this like open mic comedy night, and I never went up. But I would sit at the back and be like, I could fucking do better than that. And Alicia's like, why? She's like, go up there and do it then. And I was like, nah, like I don't need to prove myself in that way, shape, or form. Like,
I'm just gonna sit here and shit on these guys.
yeah.
I could fucking do that.
So now I have to do that.
Now you have to do that. But what was the joke you sent her today that you were like, this is gonna kill?
Oh yeah. Well, it's so funny
But
because
it was
like
delivery.
it was totally, and it was by text, right? So like
yeah.
I was like, and it wasn't even my joke, but it was just I saw this Instagram reel, and this guy was like, great food hack, and I was like, oh hell yeah, like I'm listening. And he's like, instead of boiling little pots of water every time you make pasta, you can boil one big pot and freeze the water you don't need for next time. And like, which obviously, completely eliminates the purpose of boiling.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Like,
I got the
right?
joke.
Like, and that's not my joke, but I thought it was funny, and I sent it to Alicia, and she was like busy with the kids and like, probably trying to like clean the house and stuff. She's like, we got company coming over, and she gets this stupid text from me, and she's like, so glad you like went into work today, and this is what you're fucking accomplishing. Like, I'm getting the house ready for the Hoovers to come over.
You
Like,
got heat. You're trying to send a funny joke. She's like, is this what you do?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is this your 9 to 5?
And then she called me out at the dinner table tonight.
Yeah, got you. Oh man, that's so funny.
I promise that like I will have better jokes than the pasta water joke. I'm very confident in that. It was a funny reel. Like I laughed, but
No, I'm confident in you too. I think it's funny. I've been there. Delivery is huge, and I love that. I love that story of you just sitting in the back like these fucking guys. Like,
that tells you the type of person that I am. Though I will talk mad shit when like there is no stakes.
it's a thing to it. So like I have. And I was talking to Dunny about this last night. Like, I think it's a guy thing, but like one of my, like my wife will watch shows on Amazon Prime. She's got like her Grey's Anatomy, or she'll watch like The Real Housewives, and like I've got my shows on other platforms, but like a huge chunk back to the algorithms of like what I consume is YouTube. Like that is I would honestly say 70 to 80% of like what I spend my time watching, and a lot of it is fishing videos. I like to stay informed. I like to see what people are doing, and I get hyped when they're smacking hogs, bud. But I fucking
Wait, is that a term in the fishing community?
big hog fish? Oh yeah, smacking a hog. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean anything like that. I would almost like compare it to like snowboarder or surfer lingo, but like obviously lamer because you're ripping lips on a fish. Yeah, God, yeah, throwing baits. Oh man, chucking plugs. Yeah. Anyway,
I feel like I could immerse myself in like a fishing community now.
Oh yeah.
Just after that little bit, like just.
It's great. But so but I do the same thing. So it's not like live comedy, but I watch these fucking videos, and I watch them, and I like the content. I like oh yeah, like that's a nice lake trout. Oh wow, that's an interesting technique. Oh, they're fishing here. I'd love to fish there. You know, there's that component to it, but then there's the like entertainment side of it, where I'm like, this guy's a fucking loser. Honestly, I watch him. Megan will sit and like she'll be on her phone doing her thing, and I'll be like, look at this guy, what a nerd, you know. And I'll just shit talk these dudes making these fishing videos, and I always say the same thing. I'm like, if I ever had like the get up and go to just go make a fishing video, I'd be like a YouTube fucking star. Like and like a little bit of confidence, and I don't say that jokingly. I'm like, I would be a hit. Like I'm cooler, and maybe like something more tangible. Like you were saying, I can be well spoken. I can like deliver in terms of gift of gab. Ask me a question, I'll talk until you like you can't handle me talking anymore. You know, I can do that. And so I just always assume that I would be better than these fucking dudes. And the other day I was like, I'm gonna take a crack at it. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go to my spot, I'm gonna go to my hole, I'm gonna fish pike, and I'm gonna like try to set up a tripod, and I'm gonna try to make a little video, a little teaser, and like and not just like to see if I could, but also like to tie it into my company. And let's just say I got humbled. like a big old piece of humble pie. Like this, I recorded all this shit on my cell phone. My like tripod didn't work. There's so much stuff that like you don't consider, like B-roll, like having like nice good escapism footage. Mics, you know, it's one thing to like take a good cell phone video and you sound okay. I know you get this, and this was a problem for our production with Rad Dads, is like audio fidelity, like quality fucking matters.
Yep.
And so like when you have a Samsung,
especially if you were recording outside.
Yeah, you're recording outside, like your cell phone microphone is not adequate, especially when you want to like enunciate and talk and deliver. And then you're also like, you know, when you're fishing, there's like a live fish element to it. And one thing you don't want to do, one thing that like will like just absolutely let everyone know you're a fraud, is when you catch a fish and like fuck it up. like honestly, you catch a fish and you don't get it back in the water soon enough, or you're like, you catch a fish and it's like it's got hooks way down in its gills, and you're like doing stuff like in an unsafe way, in a harmful way for the fish, and you're like recording it. Anyway, I was just like fiery fucking fail. Like so humbled. I was trash. Couldn't do it. But it's gonna go way better for you with comedy.
I like how we got back around to that. Yeah. I mean, so with what you were doing, there's certainly an element of preparedness that has nothing to do with your public speaking abilities, your knowledge on the subject matter. There's like you said, a very large component of it that is the quality of the production. Like that's why.
That's the delivery.
Yeah, to a point, right? But
and the fish are the hecklers. Like, what's gonna happen when we go to fucking do these open mics? And you're like, "Hey, I'm Dex," and I'm like, "He looks like a fucking out of shape Jim." I was gonna say Jim Carrey, Drew Carey. We keep doing the Jim. He looks like even fatter Drew Carey. He looks like unfunny Drew Carey after a sex change. You know, like that's like the first 30 seconds.
I think in that scenario, I'd fake a medical emergency. You know, and then you feel really bad. But you got to back me up, though. You got to be like, he's having a low blood pressure attack or something. Like,
oh no, I'm your hype man. The person who does that is getting a chair, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what I'm really there for.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to prison.
No, I think honestly, anytime I've been to an open mic night,
there's some respect there.
I think there's just a certain level of respect of people that go to that. I've never seen like a heckler. I've seen some drunk people who like they want to jump in and they want to say like their joke, and it's like, well, you know, like sign up.
Get up here.
But I've never really seen somebody heckle, because I think there's a respect there for somebody who's putting themselves out in that way, right? Like to be clear, when I was shit talking people, I wasn't like sitting at the back like, you suck, never do this again. Like
the big fake.
Yeah, the guy just tells a joke that doesn't land in the back. You just hear. Yeah,
hey,
no.
Scratch that. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm
gonna like get you ready. I'm gonna like train you.
Oh, you're gonna train me for that?
My Rocky montage.
No, I would just quietly say under my breath to my wife,
Oh, okay.
Honestly, there were also some very good people, but it was just like I knew that I wouldn't be the worst.
It'd be good to get some reps in. And what I do know about you and what I do know about your material is that like it is objectively funny, and like, and I mean that because like again, not to beat a dead horse, but we come down here and we're like, yo, let's talk about this, and it is so much off the cuff, but there's definitely elements of like our humor that we nail down, and it's good. It's good. So I'm excited. I'm excited to go work some of this shit out.
We are awesome.
We are fucking awesome. Confidence is not the issue.
There is no shortage of confidence.
There is no fucking...
We got fucking 8 episodes into our podcast. We're like, we should do a fucking variety night.
We're doing a live show. Come and see us live. You know, we're going to like announce dates. Rad Dad Tour. All 40 of you get in the van with us.
We're going to Glastonbury.
Oh, yeah. Big show.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's gonna rip. It's gonna be great. And
be fun.
fucking, if it's not, we're certainly gonna have a lot to talk about.
Okay. I mean, that would almost make for better content. Like, oh, we had this very successful event, and like everything was a hit, and nothing went off. Nothing went off the rails. Raised a ton of money. It was fantastic. That doesn't make for good podcast content the following week. What would make for good podcast content is like Dex literally bombed. Like he fell off the stage, knocked out 3 teeth on the front of a table, knocked over a candle, like
Big
lit
beaver.
a person on fire. Like, yeah, no.
Oh man, I was gonna say the brewery burnt down, but no, they're really nice in supporting us. I'm not gonna put that out to the universe.
I love Big Beaver. I like going there.
And the brewery ain't bad either.
Hey!
Yo, you can get more humor like that this summer at the Rad Dad Redemption live comedy show.
I'll tell you my top 10 vagina jokes.
No, we haven't done a countdown in a while.
We haven't done a countdown.
We haven't done a countdown in a while. All right.
I don't know if this is the one.
Stay tuned for that. Yeah, we shouldn't get canceled before.
Oh, that would be such a Drew and Dex thing, is just to get canceled before the big event.
We have to go in there and be like, we actually can't do the show. we got like this massive lawsuit with Southridge Chrysler. Like, we can't say shit. We can't say fucking shit. Oh, God.
We're just gonna go home and do something totally, completely uncontroversial.
We bought these guys donuts and everything, and they're still mad.
We're gonna totally fly under the radar and just play Hogwarts Legacy. That hasn't upset anybody.
I'm fucking playing that game. Fuck that.
It looks sick. I'll get it on when it's on sale.
Um,
That is not a recommendation of J.K. Rowling's beliefs. It just looks like a dope video game.
like a
Fuck
sweet
it.
game.
Like, separate the art from the artist sometimes, you know?
You seen the edits of dudes putting like GTA 5 characters in? I love that shit.
You know what one of my favorite things is? Now we're going full circle, back to the algorithm. So after, Elon Ma and
Money.
Dogecoin, after Elon Ma and
Monkey.
like people changing into like the cheapest Wish suits you've ever seen, the third thing that I see most frequently on my reels that I think is hilarious, like it's so lowbrow, but it's so funny, is the people using the AI voice changers. And it'll be like Obama, Biden, and Trump all playing like video games together.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because it's just like it's just like in their voices, but they're talking like some 16-year-old kids playing Halo on the weekend or whatever.
Some 33-year-old dudes playing Halo.
I didn't want to
tonight.
reveal how old I am. Yeah. But that shit makes me laugh. Those AI voice changers, and just like, they skewer everybody. We all have fun. That's really made it in my algorithm. It's like only Chinese content and AI voice changers.
And you can see that live at Big Beaver.
We should
Brewing.
do a whole episode with an AI voice.
These aren't our real voices.
Yeah.
You've got that Drew Carey modulator on. I've got that Jack Black modulator on.
I also have the Drew Carey filter on Instagram every time I take a photo of myself.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've gained a lot of baby weight.
You don't show it. You wear it well.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, man. This has been a fun episode.
We had fun. We
They're
made
always
made
good.
some big announcements.
Yeah, that's
That's
legit.
2 episodes in a row, because the one previous we announced the birth of your child.
Then this is even way bigger. This is a massive. This is a massive step up from that.
We're not ranking the announcements.
Rad Dad top 5.
Top 5 announcements.
Coming in at number 5, the birth of my second kid. Coming in at number 4, voice modulators on Insta Reels. And at number 1, we have this event that we are gonna host and raise some money for charity, and it's gonna be fucking hilarity.
I think to wrap this up, we definitely should, after we post this episode, because there'll be a delay to edit and stuff, we should definitely share some of our like favorite Chinese subgenre reels on like our stories.
I think that's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Because if you're watching this and you're like, I don't even know how to like find this content, just go to our stories and we'll have some on there.
This will be the reel. This will be like, yeah, we're gonna share some of our favorites.
That's so fucking meta.
Money.
That's so meta.
That's super meta.
Watch our reel about our favorite reels.
Yeah. Did you get the one I sent you the other day of the stand-up comedian who's talking about like how they survived this and they survived that and they're like such a healthy person and God must love them? And then she fully just hits the deck with like
and everybody thought it was a joke. Like it was perfect timing.
Part of that's what it said in comedy. Timing is everything. And she's a full medical fucking episode on stage.
Oh yeah.
Come watch our medical episodes on stage.
The fact that happened at that moment cost her like probably 20 seconds of like vital medical intervention.
Because no one moves.
Everybody's like, oh, this is so funny. She's playing it up.
That was the difference.
Her foot kind of twitches and they're like, she might not be playing it up anymore. But half the crowd is still like, It reminded me of when we went to see Gordon Lightfoot and he had to get the oxygen mask.
You thought it was part of the show?
And everybody thought he was like joking about like it was a joke about how old he is. And then the lady was like, not a joke.
No, this is real.
Yeah. The same vibes. Gordon Lightfoot didn't collapse, thank God.
No, he's still selling out casino ballrooms across the country.
He's got to make up for that. He missed out on some pandemic money, and he doesn't have a long time to catch up on it. Well, I mean, straight up, like it is like that is just a fact. Go look up his age. Like that's.
We're going to take you out with the smooth stylings of Gordon Lightfoot. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Have a good one. Get you gumi.
Tune in next episode for the top 10 ways to train your potbelly pig.